Part 10. Technical Organizational Measures, TOM. In this part we would like to introduce you to the list of TOM, as well as a form for recording the TOM. Let's first change to the directory of the TOM. Up to 10 different TOM can be created in this directory. These reflect the differences in TOM in different branches and buildings of a company or institution. In column F, you can enable and disable individual TOMs. Disabled TOMs are no longer displayed in the print view of the directory. In the next column, give the TOM a name, for example the name of the branch or building for which it is valid. In the last columns of the overview, you can see when the individual forms have been last revised and when the next revision is due, or whether this time has already been exceeded. Via the link in the column behind the name of the TOM we switch to the form for the documentation of the TOM. In the upper lines you will find the header data of the TOM with the name of the TOM as well as with the details of the controller and the contact person for data protection. Further to the right you will see the field labeled status in which the date of the last recording is recorded. For the TOM, a revision cycle is defined in customizing. When the next revision is due, or whether it has already been exceeded, you can see in the next line. The TOM are created in the form of a checklist. The first columns list the essential measures and controls to protect personal data. These are arranged according to the guarantee objectives of the data protection laws. Measures and controls that are in use are activated or deactivated by the selection in the first column. Deactivated controls or measures are not displayed in print view. In the third column, the individual controls and measures are mapped to the requirements for measures under standard contractual clauses in order to better identify the controls and measures when reviewing or drawing up a contract with standard contractual clauses. In order to fill the measures and controls from this overview with more life, controls that have been created and described in more detail in the Control Overview menu item can be added to the Data Protection Controls column. See therefore video 5 about the menu item Control Directory. In the column in front of it you can see the footnote of the control. At the end of this overview, you will find a description of the control listed under this number. Behind the name of the control, you can also see the result of the last control test, which gives you a more realistic picture of the TOM. In the column Data Protection Documentation, the data protection documentation can be selected that has been created in advance in the menu item documentation and provides further information on the corresponding controls or measures. See also video 4 about the menu item documentation. In the following column you can see whether a documentation is up to date or an update is pending in the next 3 months or is overdue. For documentations that have been deactivated in the documentation overview, a black X is visible. The penultimate column can be used to document why controls or measures are not in use. In the last column, the editor has the possibility to leave a comment. End Part 10.